If you talk to the Indian authorities about it, the government, the ruling BJP party, they think they are totally right to be doing what they do, because they say that since 1947, Kashmir has had special autonomy, which means that there is some local government there and they can decide on what they want to do. Particularly, they can decide or prevent Indians from buying land or buying houses there. The Indian government says this has got to end. That was one of our election pledges, the famous Article 370, which gives Kashmir this semi-autonomy. That has got to come to an end. So they say we are only doing what we said we were going to do during the election campaign. The election campaign back in May, during which Narendra Modi's party, the BJP, won a landslide. So there is little or no criticism of this move from within India itself, except from the opposition Congress party and from some militant groups who are in favour of independence for Kashmir. OK, that's from the Indian authorities, but elsewhere there is a totally different view of what's been going on. Pakistan is furious about it. They say they are going to go to the United Nations. They say it's an illegal move. It's against the constitution. That is still being hotly disputed by constitutionalists in India and elsewhere as to whether or not the government was legally right to do that. China has voiced its concern about the situation as well. And I think that Modi is going to come in for widespread world criticism about making this unilateral move to take away the autonomy of Kashmir. And as you said, Kashmir is in the middle of or between two countries, India and Pakistan, which have gone to war already twice over Kashmir since 1947, and are both countries which possess the nuclear weapon.
Very costly and bloody wars as well. Now, this is a dispute that has been going on for decades. Why is it that India and Pakistan have never managed to come to some sort of agreement over Kashmir? Well,
if you go back historically, Kashmir was an independent region. And when India gained independence from British rule in 1947, they were given the option of either being attached to Pakistan, which also gained independence, or to India. So they voted to join India, but Pakistan didn't like that. That was the cause of conflict, because both countries were claiming sovereignty over Kashmir, and it ended up being divided into two different territories, one attached to Pakistan and the other one attached to India. Former US President Bill Clinton described the frontier between the two Kashmirs as probably the most explosive frontier in the whole world. So it's always been in the back of everybody's mind that although there was some kind of autonomy for Kashmir, certainly on the Indian side, the actual conflict itself has never been completely solved, and the quarrel over just who should have sovereignty from Kashmir, or whether it should actually be a totally independent country, has never also been resolved. So this is just, I think, there are 2 points. First, the BJP is a Hindu nationalist party, and it's keen to extend its nationalist rule all over India. That explains why it wants to do away with the autonomy that Kashmir has, or the semi-autonomy. And critics of Narendra Modi are saying that this is coming at a time when the Indian economy is not in very good condition, and it may also be a way of Narendra Modi and the BJP of trying to take attention away from the fact that the economy in India is doing a nosedive.
Furious at India's decision to downgrade Kashmir's status, Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan and his government have decided to retaliate. They'll expel India's High Commissioner and suspend bilateral trade.
Prime Minister Imran Khan directed that all diplomatic channels be activated to expose the brutal Indian racist regime and human rights violations.
Pakistanis aren't alone. Opposition forces in India as well as Indian Kashmiris have been voicing their anger at Prime Minister Narendra Modi's move.
I feel that is not democratic. It has violated all the democratic processes.
You're torturing us in the name of ordinary Indians. You're betraying them as much as us.
Meanwhile, in Indian-administered Kashmir, armed police patrol empty streets. There's been a crippling curfew since midnight Sunday. Despite this, sporadic protests have been taking place. Unrest in Kashmir dates back to partition, when the Hindu ruler of the Muslim-majority region decided to join India. Islamabad and New Delhi have gone to war twice over the disputed land. China, too, has at times claimed part of the region. On the Indian side, a secessionist rebellion and the ensuing crackdown has killed more than 70,000 people in the past 30 years. However, its partial autonomy had been granted in Article 370 of the country's constitution, an article that the Hindu nationalist government in power has revoked. Now, Indian-controlled Kashmir will lose its special status, its flag and its criminal code.
Pakistanis take to the streets in solidarity with Kashmir. Some hold their hands high. Others burn an effigy of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. On Thursday, these Karachi residents joined several political parties to protest against India's decision to revoke the special status of the part of Kashmir under its control. The move strips the contested region of its large degree of autonomy, downgrading it from a state to a federally controlled territory.
According to the UN, all people in Kashmir must be given the right to express their opinions and to decide if they want to be a part of Pakistan or India.
The Pakistani government also opposes what it calls an illegal decision. In retaliation, it has downgraded diplomatic ties, expelled the Indian ambassador, and halted bilateral trade, and has vowed to take the issue to the UN Security Council. This in a bid to pressure New Delhi while avoiding violent conflict.
Pakistan is looking at political, diplomatic, and legal options. We are not looking at a military option.
Despite international concerns, Modi stands by his decision, calling it necessary for security in the disputed Himalayan region.
I have faith that under this new setup, we will all get together and rid Jammu and Kashmir of terrorism and separatism.
For decades, New Delhi has been battling an armed insurgency in Indian-administered Kashmir. The majority Muslim region has been divided between Pakistan and India since independence from the British in 1947.
Thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe.